In Fallout 3, the main antagonists of the game are the Enclave. They are hostile no matter what, and you can't really side with them. This is unlike New Vegas, where you can choose whatever faction you want to side with. But what if Fallout 3 was more like New Vegas in that respect? What if you were able to side with the Enclave and restore their vision of America? Mr. Swordtoast has made a mod that allows you to do just that. It's called Main Quest Endings, lore-friendly role-playing rewrite. With it, we can ask, can you beat Fallout 3 as a member of the Enclave? For special stats, I chose 7 Strength, 6 Perception, 7 Endurance, 1 Charisma, 6 Intelligence, 7 Agility, and 6 Luck. For tag skills, I go with Lockpick, Repair, and Small Guns. I'm skipping the Vault section, but for my background I'm choosing Vault Dweller, so we'll start right outside Vault 101. Sadly, it doesn't give us a 10mm pistol, so I have to start off relying on a knife. I turned a boar into bacon and got our first level up and chose Swift Learner. I talked to Moira about starting Wasteland Survival Guide, and then go to Moriarty's saloon. Disgusted by the creature that stood before me, I unsheathed my knife and cut him up, along with the settler and Moriarty, and Mr. Burke for good measure. I looted the place, and upon my exit, to my surprise, the rest of Megaton was not hostile. I talked to Nathan and found someone much like ourselves, patriotic and wanting the best for his country. I went behind the town and picked up the hidden sniper rifle and ran away from some beast lords. I wandered over to Grey Ditch and killed some ants and leveled up to 3, getting 25 explosives and taking another rank in Swift Learner. I went back to Megaton, and now that my explosives is up, can defuse the bomb. And to think Mr. Burke wanted to set off this Chinese bomb. Truly a communist agent. With the town saved, I decide to help out my fellow Americans a little more by fixing the pipes and turning in scrap metal. For a little profit, of course. Venturing out again, I killed a dog and leveled up to 4, taking the 3rd rank of Swift Learner. At the Anchorage Memorial, I exterminated some more disgusting ghouls. I swam across the river to the Citadel, and if I was stupid, I would try attacking the Brotherhood with only my knife. But I know when to pick my battles, so I left them alone. They killed a couple super mutants, and I picked up an assault rifle off of one of them. With it, I went to Dukov's place and killed what I can only presume to be a Russian spy. I wandered back over to Grey Ditch, and I was getting a bug where my assault rifle kept infinitely jamming. It stopped when I switched weapons. I went to the Super Duper Mart, but got destroyed, so I left and decided to come back later. So I took to the metro to go to GNR. After killing ghouls, I leveled up to 5 and took Trackstar. I ran into the super mutant and tried to kill him with grenades, but it barely did anything, so I ran past him. When I got out at Chevy Chase, I tried to blow up Lions in the Brotherhood with a missile launcher, but they kept killing me in one hit, so that's another thing I'll come back to. I picked up a hunting rifle and returned to the Super Duper Mart with a vengeance. I still want to level up, so I went to Big Town. I accepted their quest to save Red and Shorty, but wandered off to wipe out a shantytown of filthy ghouls. I killed a boar and leveled up to 6 and took Fortune Finder. Some regulators showed up and I could not beat them for the life of me, so I ran away. It's good to know they're enemies of America, though. I marked Little Lamplight on the map for later, and then actually went to the Germantown police headquarters. Inside the armory, I picked up a laser rifle, which I have a good amount of ammo for. I navigated the maze of the place and saved Red. Shorty died because I guess I took too much time looting the place, but that's nothing a reload can't fix. I brought them both back to Big Town and fought off the super mutant attack, finishing the quest. I headed to Minefield and sniped Arkansas from the back and waltzed into the playground and went back to Moira. I got irradiated and crippled for her and decided to stop doing her quests there. I took a silencer off of a pistol and put it on my assault rifle. I went back to Sarah Lyon's squad and fought them. These insurrectionist traitors must be dealt with. I tried to use the stealth boy against them, but the stealth field works different in FWE, and it doesn't turn you invisible. So they're kinda useless. I started with shooting missiles, and when I ran out, used the laser rifle until it broke. Then, I switched to the assault rifle and finished them, leveling up to 7. I took Wasteland Doctor, which allows you to fully restore crippled arms and legs. I don't know what that means. But we also get a bonus critical chance against humans. I looted Lion's power armor and used Kim's to be able to carry it. Redden and Vargas only went unconscious for some reason, so I couldn't loot them. This mod is still under development, so there are bound to be bugs. I stored stuff in the locker so I could run in and pick up the Fat Man, but by the time I got it, the Brotherhood had finished killing the super mutant behemoth. Paladin Vargas kept following me, so I would use the console to kill him because it's not fair to make me use up resources to kill him over and over. I used the Fat Man against the remaining Brotherhood that were outside until it broke, then switched to the hunting rifle. I went in the side door and wiped them all out and got a flamer. The other soldier with the flamer was unkillable, so I couldn't take theirs, which was lame. I looted Three Dog's place and demanded he tell me where Dad went. He refused, saying he would only do it if I stole a satellite dish from the Museum of Technology and fastened it to the Washington Memorial. What an eyesore. For his suggestion, I killed him. I'll have to find Dad another way. I decided to check out the biggest settlement in DC, Rivet City. In the way were some raiders that had a bunch of Brotherhood tech for some reason. They were really difficult, and I didn't want to use as many resources on them as I just had against the actual Brotherhood, so I hugged the shoreline to sneak by them. There were muties after them, but they were much easier to take down. I went into the Jefferson Memorial to clear it out, but I remembered I'd have to come back here soon anyway, so I left for now. I went into Rivet City to talk to Dr. Lee, but she didn't have anything to say to me. I talked to Zimmer, though, to start the replicated man. Since talking to Lee didn't do anything, I went back to the Jefferson Memorial to kill the rest of the super mutants, and also got Dad's holotapes. These are what I needed to advance the main quest. I remembered Zimmer told us to talk to Dr. Preston in Rivet City, so I did, and he gave me a holotape. I also got one from St. Monica's Church, and one back in Megaton at Moira's store. These tapes reveal the story of an android who got facial reconstruction and memory alteration to avoid being captured and brought back to his masters. I swam under the broken bow to get in, and talked to Pinkerton, who did these procedures. He told us the android is Harkness, a Rivet City guard, and gave us the activation code to make him remember his memories. When leaving the broken bow, Victoria Watts appeared in the water and was bugging out. I left her and went back to Harkness and used the activation code to give him his memories back. He told me to kill Zimmer and gave us his special plasma rifle, which is really powerful. I told Zimmer the android is Harkness, and he gave us something to make our VATS better. I then finished the quest. On my way to Smith Casey's garage, I saw a giant pack of mole rats. Got to Vault 112 and skipped Tranquility Lane and leveled up to 8. I put Lockpick to 100 and took the Commando perk. We now have to wait for Dad to walk to Rivet City, so I go back to wandering the wasteland. I found the Republic of Dave and executed its sham president for the crime of secession. For some reason, no one went hostile towards me, though. I got Old Painless from the safe, which is a silent-scoped hunting rifle. Pretty nice. The regulators showed up again, and I was ready to take them on this time. They had Chinese weapons, so they must be communist infiltrators. Next, I went to the Temple of the Union. They want to restore the Lincoln Memorial to its former greatness, so naturally I decided to help them. I have to go through the sewers and stuff to get there, and I fight super mutants on the way. I level up to 9 and take Toughness as my perk. When I came out at the mall, I killed the Brotherhood in front of the Washington Memorial and went to the Lincoln Memorial. I torched Silas and Leroy, and then had a difficult cover fight with the slavers up top. I came out victorious and went to the National Archives. I wanted to kill Sydney for the crime of trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. In reality, I just wanted her gun, but sadly she was essential, so I left to go back to Rivet City. I saw Zimmer harassing Harkness, and I killed him. Not for any moral reason, just because I felt like it. Turns out he was an android too, so no harm done. I listened to Dad and Lee talk, and then had to wait for them to walk to the memorial. So while waiting for them, I went to the Museum of History to get the picture for Caleb. Inside was a whole town of ghouls, so I got to work systematically exterminating them. I leveled up to 10, getting Repair to 100, and taking Strong back so I could carry more of their loot. I took the poster back to the Temple of the Union and sent them on their way to the Lincoln Memorial. So for now, I go back to the Jefferson Memorial to help them set up the purifier. The Enclave arrives and Daniel insults me so I kill him, and that turns Garza hostile so I kill him too. Luckily Lee didn't care. She opened the door for me and got lost in the sewers. But that doesn't matter to me, I don't need her. When I got to the Brotherhood, I killed them with pulse grenades and my laser pistol, but when I come out, it gets harder. I sniped the guy up top with Old Painless, and killed the rest with the laser rifle. Inside is much worse. There are a million guys with guns in a big open area. I pumped full of chems and torched them with the flamer, and then used the assault rifle and cover. Once they were all cleared out, I went into the A-ring and killed some more, but was running low on health. So I ran outside and hid in a corner while I healed up with Wanamingo meat. I went back in and picked up a G11. I killed Star Paladin Cross, who was a bullet sponge, but only had a melee weapon. Back in the A-ring, Sarah Lyons was in there even though I killed her before. She had no armor and only a switchblade. Still, she was kinda damage spongy. When I left to heal and came back, she would get back up, so I used the console again to put her down. My armor got shredded, so I went and got some weaker armor from Megaton, which was not protecting me as much, leading to more deaths. I eventually managed to clear out both the A and B rings, and then went to the laboratory. There were way too many guys in there, I couldn't clear them out. So instead, I just went and got the location of the vault from this terminal and left. I then went to Little Lamplight and used a strength check to get through the gate. In Murder Pass, I leveled up to 11 and took the second rank of Strong Back. I let Fox out of his room with the intention of betraying him after he got us the Gek, but he had like 1,000,000 health and there was no way I was going to be able to kill him. So I ran away to the room where the Enclave captures you. When I woke up, I provided the code to Colonel Autumn because it was my duty as an American. Eden wanted to see me, so I left the room and an officer tried to shoot me. This is direct insubordination from the President's orders, so I turned him to ash. I could salvage his uniform somehow though, so I put it on. I got lost in the place like I always do, so I took that as a chance to loot stuff. I got a bunch of MF cells. There's a new general added named Montag, and we can sell stuff to him and have our gear repaired. I talked to Eden and agreed to do what he said, and then I asked to join the Enclave. Eden said to talk to Montag and he'd give us tasks. He said to get some information from the Citadel for him. Upon leaving, Fox was there and I still couldn't kill him. In fact, it was worse this time because he had a Gatling laser. Sad. So I just left for the Citadel and went into the A-Ring and downloaded the information. Upon returning to Montag, he said we are now an official member of the Enclave. He gave us power armor training and a suit of power armor, and told us about how they would have to hit the Citadel with an orbital strike to take out Liberty Prime. Now the only thing left to do for the Enclave is to hold on to Project Purity, but we can wait and put that off until whenever we're ready, and there's some things I want to do first. I explored outside of Raven Rock a bit and leveled up to 12, taking the Advanced Power Armor Training perk. I don't know what it does. Came across Tinker Joe and I wanted to buy his robot, but I'm evil so he wouldn't accept me. Got to Timpani Tower and killed the ghoul trying to get inside, but didn't go inside myself because I didn't want to pay the cabs. I then went to Canterbury Commons to talk to Ro, and then killed the antagonizer and the mechanist ran away and disappeared out of thin air. Ro was happy with the result though and gave us our reward. The next place I go to is Oasis. They want me to meet who they worship, and they make me drink sap to do it. When I meet him, he's a disgusting ghoul tree. Kill it with fire. The Oasis dwellers went hostile and I wiped them out. Now there are 2 more groups I want to take care of. Both the Brotherhood of Steel Outcasts and the Paradise Falls Slavers were denounced by Eden on the radio, so I will act against them. The BOS Outcasts at Fort Independence were much easier to beat than I expected. I took down the slavers next and released the slaves, except the ghoul of course. She dies. After that, it's time to return to Montag. I say I'm ready for the battle, but instead of fighting it, it was a cutscene instead. The cutscene is cool, but I'm disappointed that there was no final battle. After it, we were in the Purifier and Montag said it needed to be disabled. I offered to sacrifice myself and a cutscene played talking about how evil I was. Then after that, I was back in front of Montag and couldn't move. And that's where the playthrough ends. Unfortunately, this is a bug. I'm supposed to be able to put in the virus and then get another slideshow, but that didn't happen. The mod author is still working on the project, so it may be fixed in the future. If you want to help work on the mod, there will be a link to the Discord server in the description. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. I have playlists of my other challenge videos, so check them out if you're interested.